Hey guys, welcome to the Cash Flow Talk Deal Makers. Oh my God, today I'm so excited. I have one of my very good friends, Susana Camero. She's just not in the real estate business, but she's a personal friend of mine. We go party on the weekend sometimes. I've known this lady for a long time, and I'm so proud of what she does. She was a young mom at a very young age. She's working and hustling every day, every week to get the her son to provide him good education, good health, and it's just a good example for any mom that is working hard, hustling every day to make things happen. Susie, I know you're super busy. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for spending a
For
few
having
minutes with
me.
me. Awesome, Susie. Before we get started, I wanted to ask the viewers. The reason why I'm doing these interviews is because I wanna interview deal makers, people that are hustling every day and are making things happen. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe below. Susie, in a minute, tell me a little bit about you, who you are, what do you do?
Well, 9 to 5 or in the mornings, call it that way. I'm an asset manager. I oversee a portfolio of a couple $100 million. And on the side, I'm a mom, a full-time mom, single mother, and I am a real estate investor myself. I own a few properties that I rent, and whenever an opportunity arises, I also buy, fix, and flip.
Awesome, awesome. And I love this lady because she every time like you know how you're I am very much into the mindset of working with people that are smart, and who you're surrounded with is your net worth and all these things. And it's so amazing every time we go out, have a drink or coffee or brunch or whatever. She's one of my good friends. It's there's so the conversations are so rich and juicy. We're always talking about success stories, about business, about how can we become better, and it's just not the chit chat that you have with every single other friend out there. So I'm so proud and I'm so happy to be your friend, Susie.
Well, I'm very proud of
What
being your
is
friend as well.
Thank you, thank you. Susie, tell me a little bit about your job. I know you work with a very big real estate investor and developer in South Florida and in other states. Tell me a little bit about what you do, what your responsibilities are, and who is this guy?
Well, I oversee a portfolio for a family as well as running their family office. So we own several assets nationwide. We have commercial, residential, storage facilities. We're actually going into the hospitality business now. In addition to that, I oversee other side investments that we have in real estate that come from REITs and real estate funds. So it varies. My duties and my responsibilities change, but most of them have to do with budgeting, financial planning, making sure that things make sense. Um, you want to try and be as sure as possible when you go into a deal. Um, but like I said, it depends on the asset or every asset is a different ball game.
Okay.
So on some of them, it can just be budgeting projections and making sure that there's positive cash flow and that we're maximizing our revenue. And then in others, like I just mentioned, hospitality, it's been from a dream, from nothing to actually creating something that is brick and mortar and that hopefully will become a very profitable investment.
That's awesome. Who do you work with? Who is this family? That's okay, you saying. Or you
Um,
rather not?
well, I'll give you um, they have been in South Florida for many years. My main boss, or who I would consider my mentor, my best friend, my everything, because this man has totally changed my life. He's actually a World War II survivor. He came here with nothing, and he started working very hard. He was a carpenter, and little by little, um, he started getting some equity into the properties that he was working as a carpenter for.
Okay.
He was very, very big in New York City a few years ago, went public, very recognized man. And then in his later years, moved to South Florida, where he created his portfolio, and now I mean, he's 85 years old now. Pretty much it's his income producing source. These properties have been in existence for a while. We have held them. Of course, we refi, we move them around, we try to keep up with the market. But on that front, well, that's how he gets most of his income. His son and his other family members are also real estate investors, a bit more private. So,
Okay.
but it's just it's a real estate family.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Susie, tell me a little bit about you. I am so amazed how people are always complaining about everything. Work is so hard. Being a mom is so hard. My job, I hate my job. But every time I talk to you, you talk with this passion. You're never complaining. You're always excited that tomorrow's Monday and excited about your job, talking well about your boss and the company you work for, and still being able to create some investments because you are very focused and very disciplined with your money. Every money that comes into your pocket, you know where it's coming from, you know where it's going to, and you've been able, after a few years, save some money to get some investments. And I resonate with you because that's exactly the way I did it. I started my business in real estate with no money, no credit, no experience, and honestly with no language, because English is my second language. I tried to speak the best I can, but a few years ago it wasn't as good, and I was having to talk to big investors in a second language, and I was a 20-year-old kid that had no credibility and still making things happen. So shit was hard, and I know it was very hard for you, and I'm so proud that you never complain about this. Tell me a little bit of how you've been able to get to who you are, how you've been able to save some money to buy the rental properties that you have. I know you also renovated a home where you lived in for a year or 2 or 3. I don't know. You please share that with us. And now it turned into another rental property. Share with us a little bit about how was your journey?
Well, as you know, I come from an immigrant family as well, and life tends to shape us. So we first moved here, and I saw my parents really struggle because whatever they did in my country, they could not do here. So they came here in the late 40s, and they had to start cleaning houses, and they had to start doing all this type of work, where it kind of shocked me. And I said to myself, I need to do something that I can do for the rest of my life, no matter where I go, because I don't want to repeat this pattern. Mm-hmm. So I think that was like number one. Second, I had my son I got pregnant when I was 16, had my son when I was 17, so I had to grow up relatively quick.
Yeah.
So in a sense, I think that was a blessing because it kept me focused. I was very fortunate to have my family support, which I think was essential because I was able to go to school, educate myself. And thinking that was the plan, I went to school for finance because I figured, you know what, finance, everybody needs numbers. It's always going to work. Well, sure enough, I graduated 2007, 2008. The economy was down. There was a financial crisis. So sure enough, I was wrong.
Yeah.
But I was very blessed because I met this man who had liquidated his business. He was in marketing, and he came, I don't know, he was holding, I'm going to say $6-7 million from the liquidation of the business. And he said, I need someone that knows numbers. Let's go to the courthouse. Let's buy houses, and we're just going to fix them, and we're going to make it work. I remember the very, very first contract that came to my desk. I grabbed it and was like, oh my God, what is this? Like, I've never seen it. And I went into his office, and he was getting a massage. So as he's getting a massage, I'm like, Joe, what do I do? And he's like, I don't know, figure it out. So I was like, what do you mean figure it out? And that was the best schooling that I could have had in so many different ways. Because at that point, it was like, I needed my job. He had no idea what he was doing. 100% he was relying on me. And I just had to make it work. So I started getting into the business. I started seeing the profits. I started seeing how things were moving. And I started falling in love with real estate.
Yeah.
So yes, I don't complain about Mondays because I am 100% passionate about what I do. I love it. With Joe, I was able to learn that there's always a way. Just figure it out, make it happen. So seeing his returns, seeing what he was doing, guided me or showed me how passive income is actually what I am aiming for, because it gives you the flexibility of having your own schedule, of doing the things you love, and still making or the amount of money that you want to make. So that's how I got into it. I guess I was very blessed because I do love what I do. And then once I was already in the industry, I was very lucky to meet William Landa, who I said is my mentor, my best friend, because he changed my life completely. Not only did he trust me with all his things, but he also taught me precisely that, how to save, how much to put here, and how no matter how busy you are, you always have to take care of yourself first.
Wow.
So before spending the money here, I just rather put it away, because if an opportunity arises, I want to be able to have the capital to invest.
That's awesome, Susie. That's awesome. I like to keep these short and sweet, so I'll go on to the next question. What has been your biggest challenge in business or in life or in your investments? What has been your biggest challenge, but most importantly, how did you overcome that?
Wow. I think my biggest challenge has been myself and my surroundings. What do I mean by that? Fear, trusting, taking that first leap of faith. Because looking back, it held me back for a very long time because I was afraid. How did I overcome it? And I'll subscribe to this forever, and I'll say it to everybody. Personal growth courses and seminars. It doesn't matter what industry you are. It doesn't matter what you do. Invest in yourself, and it pays off.
That's
because
awesome.
When you have a circle telling you, no, 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 if you believe in yourself, you're going to make it happen.
Exactly. And by working and by networking with high-level entrepreneurs and high-level achievers, like you were saying, in the personal growth and business, that they have the same mentality, you're able to support yourself and not just chit-chat about what's going on in CNN, but you're able to create ideas and goals and mastermind about where your difficulties are and how do you overcome that. It's amazing how everybody says the same thing. Network with the 5 people that you surround yourself with is who you are, is what your net worth is going to be. Or if you network with high-level entrepreneurs, that's what you're going to become. But if you are networking with, I don't know, people in the street, that's what you're going to be doing. And it's funny how everybody says the same thing in different words, but it really works. It does really work when you're networking with these type of people. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing these deal makers episodes, because I am interviewing deal makers, people that think better than me, people that every time I do this with the intention of providing value to others through a social media channel, through a YouTube channel. But in reality, I learn more from the people that I'm interviewing, like you, Susie, and I get inspired by that. So as soon as I hang up, I get to work because I can relate to your story, I can relate to what you're doing, and immediately get to work, and it inspires me to become better every day. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. So that's awesome, Susie. You have a beautiful son. He's 16, 17 years old, I believe.
16.
What if you could only leave one set of principles to him? What would it be?
Wow. Keep your word. Keep your word, because if people trust you, things will. But just be honorable.
Awesome. I love it. And let's keep it that way. Let's keep it short because you got to the point. Susie, before I get to the fun round, which is, I'll just ask you a bunch of questions with quick answers. I want to ask you if you can please, one thing is if they hear from me, another thing is they can hear from you. If they see value in these interviews and in the channel, can you please tell the viewers to subscribe to my Cash Flow Talk channel?
Guys, please subscribe. I'm sure that we have a lot to learn from Camilo and everybody else that he's interviewing. So click like and subscribe.
Love it, love it, love it. Susie, okay, let's get to the fun round. It's fun, it's quick. And the goal about this is just to make it fun, make it short, make it sweet, just one word or one short sentence. What advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
Don't spend so much money.
Awesome. What did you want to do when you were a kid?
I wanted to be a psychologist, I think.
Awesome. I wanted to be a police officer. That's funny. Who was your idol when you were a kid?
Wow. I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Seriously, the first thing that came to my mind as a little kid was like this band, Okie Dokie, but it's just because it's my first recollection of like a concert or whatever. But say my idol, I don't know.
All right, no problem. Favorite class in school?
Math,
And worst class in school?
gym.
Oh my God, wow, okay. It's funny how I'm asking these fun questions to the people that I'm interviewing, and every entrepreneur, the favorite class was math or gym, and the worst class was science. That's funny. Were you the nerd in school or the class clown?
I've always done fairly well, but my discipline level has not always been the best. So there was some.
Awesome. What do you always carry with you other than your cell phone?
Lipstick.
Okay. Favorite all-time movie?
The Sixth Sense.
Okay. Do you play any sports?
Tennis here and there.
Okay. What do you do to relax after a long day of work?
Oh, I love taking baths, bubble baths.
Awesome. If you didn't do what you do today, what would you have loved to do?
Maybe go to the beach.
No,
Relax.
like professionally. Like if you didn't.
Oh, if I didn't do it,
I would like to go to the beach today, like every day.
I don't know. I love what I do, but maybe I don't know how to answer that one, Kami. I truly love what I do.
Okay, that's good. What would you have loved to do, but you didn't have the talent for? For example, for me, I would have loved to be a sports athlete, like a soccer player, tennis player,
Maybe an actress.
actress. Okay, well, you do have the looks, though. If you could spend a day with anybody in the world, who would that be?
In the world. Lately, I would love to meet Napoleon Hill.
Wow, what would you ask him?
I would just go over the 7 principles and dig into his mind a little more than what the book gives you.
Okay,
It's different
good.
than
Last
reading.
question, to keep it short and sweet. If you could change something in the world, what would it be?
So much hate.
Wow, everybody says the same thing. That's awesome. Susie, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. I love you. I'll see you on Saturday because we have one of our
Birthday
friends'
party.
birthday party. I'm sure you're going. It's so much fun always to have you around in all the parties and Christmas parties that we have and Thanksgiving. It's an honor to be your friend and it's so much fun. And keep grinding. Thank you for your time again. I love you and I'll see you next time.
I love you too. Thank you, Kami.
Bye, Susie.